Have you ever watched someone else get the promotion you prayed for? Or stood quietly in the crowd while others were celebrated people who didn't work as hard, didn't show up the way you did, didn't carry the weight you've carried in silence? You smiled, you nodded, you congratulated them, but deep down, you whispered to God, "Did you forget me?" Let me tell you something real. What looked like a delay wasn't neglect. What felt like rejection wasn't failure. It was preservation. You weren't being punished, you were being protected. And in this video, that truth is going to break through the noise of your doubt. Because maybe the reason your name wasn't called, the reason your opportunity didn't open, was because God was saying, "I'm saving you from something that would have destroyed you too early." There was a man named Jordan, faithful, steady, quietly obedient. He was the kind of guy who always showed up early, stayed late, and didn't complain when he was overlooked. At work, he trained people who got promoted before him. At church, he served in the background while others stood on stage. Year after year, Jordan did what was right without anyone noticing. He applied for leadership positions and was told, "You're not quite ready." He volunteered for new projects and got passed over. It felt personal, it felt unfair. But what Jordan couldn't see was that heaven had a different timeline. Heaven preserved him by holding back premature recognition. Because if he had stepped into visibility before his roots were deep enough, the spotlight would have burned him out. His sense of worth would have been built on applause instead of anointing. And when the applause faded, so would his identity. God was doing something more important than making Jordan seen. He was making Jordan solid, grounded, unshakable. Because one day, the opportunity would come and go by striving, not by networking, not by pushing, but by divine alignment. And when it did, Jordan would be ready not just to lead, but to sustain it. Maybe that's your story too. Maybe you've walked through seasons where you kept saying yes while hearing not yet. Maybe your heart has grown tired of watching others walk into blessings you prayed for. Maybe you've questioned if your consistency even matters. Let me reassure you, your consistent obedience will now lead to breakthrough. But it won't be for revenge. It won't be about proving anyone wrong. It will be for restoration. God is restoring the confidence that was chipped away by every silent dismissal. He's rebuilding the belief in yourself that started to crack when others passed you over. He's healing the parts of you that were taught to expect disappointment. And those disappointments, they weren't failures. They were filters. They removed what couldn't stay for your next season. They pruned people, opportunities, and relationships that might have limited what God is about to release in your life. Not everything was meant to go with you. Some things had to fall off not because they were bad, but because they weren't built to last where you're going. And now, things are shifting. The season of invisibility is ending. The season of quiet growth is turning into one of public purpose. Just like Jordan, your time is coming. And when it does, you won't have to force your way forward. You'll just walk through the door God has already opened. Because what He's been preparing for you all along was never meant to be taken by anyone else. You haven't missed it. You haven't been forgotten. You've been preserved for the exact moment when everything you've built in silence becomes strength in the open. So stay faithful. Stay grounded. Keep showing up. Your breakthrough is not just about reaching the next level. It's about being ready for it when you get there. And if this message spoke to you today, I want to personally invite you to subscribe to God Within Moments. This is a space where your hidden seasons are honored, your story is seen, and your spirit is reminded. You were never behind. You were being held for the right time, and that time is beginning now.